case, I have asked LSC to draft an amendment to remove that language from the Senate, over here in the Senate, and I'm hoping that my colleagues on both sides of the aisle, this should not be a partisan issue about whether or not this should be linked. One of these things don't belong, and to link tuition costs to voting access does not make a whole lot of sense, and it's my hope that common sense will prevail in the upper chamber. And with that, we're going to open up for questions.
Could you talk very quickly about the second paragraph of the amendment that seems to differentiate recognizing residency when it comes to tuition and recognizing it for any other state purposes, such as state welfare or anything like that?
Yeah, well, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't understand the rationale behind that. I don't know if my house members have any more details about that. But
do you get into an equal protection issue with that at all?
The residency is defined under the law for a lot of different reasons, and none of these are, the right to vote is a fundamental right. So often the residency issues regarding voting, it's a lower burden. You have certain residency requirements for tuition, for getting a driver's license, for participating in the court process, and they're all very different. So to tie this one to the tuition process, it's our argument that it's misguided. I don't know that you have an equal protection problem there, but you certainly have a constitutional problem with the 26th Amendment and just overall the fundamental right to vote.
And the Ohio Constitution is clear, too. So I see that amendment in conflict with the Ohio Constitution itself.
Ohio is a 30-day requirement. You must leave it 30 days before the election.
Yeah.
Do you know how that compares with other states? Is that a typical time period, or is it less than most?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
We deal with these all over. Actually, I think it's the longest it can be.
Okay.
Legally. Many states have, I know Iowa used to be 10 days. And many states, of course, have same-day registration.
So are you saying, by putting this amendment in, schools aren't going to offer these documents to students so they can then turn around, register to vote and cast a ballot?
I mean, that could happen. I mean, you're holding universities hostage by basically saying, here's the money out here, and for every student that you give the requisite paperwork to go and register and vote in the state of Ohio, and now you charge them in-state tuition, and that takes money away from the university. So you're setting up, as I said earlier, a perverse situation that does not exist in the state right now and should not exist in any circumstances, but especially when it comes to the right to vote. It does not make